This is okay. So this is extremely new to me. Oh, not now. To guard your privacy and all able to. Okay. This so obviously I have not been on my channel for a long time. If you're wondering why I'm not showing my face, it's because I am not okay with that right now. And I haven't really decided on what I want to do with my channel. Yeah, we're just going to do that for now. And because I don't know what I want to do with my channel, I haven't really done much with it. Obviously, you guys have watched some of my videos from like who knows when. I showed some little pets, obviously. Still have them. Still collecting. Still painting a lot of them. Not too much is dirty. But right now I'm not going to paint them. But obviously, as you saw with this thing, I got some customs started. But I kind of want to work on this right here for my younger siblings that live further away from me. So I'm just kind of trying to work on it. Oh, I don't need that color. I need that color. I need black, obviously. Oh, there's more glitter. I haven't decided if I want glitter on that yet. White. Where's all my browns? Oh, that's chocolate. Candy bar. Oh, there's another gray. Another gray. There's blue. Another white. Black. Oh, there's another brown. Let's see what this does. Yeah, so I'm just kind of trying to learn how to use my computer. Because that's one thing I still do need to do. Yeah, a little bit of everything going on right now. Add dark Hershey chocolate. That's your cut. Okay. Blue ones. Yeah, not much. I'm in college. I'm out of it right now for a winter break. Hate it, but going to it. I do plan on showing more little pet videos, along with probably doing some of these. Blue eyes. That's what it's doing. And possibly a little bit of other stuff. So, not much. I just wasn't 100% sure on what to do with my channel. Still not. I do plan on making an updated version to show you all my newer customs that I've done. And then I also plan to try to, I don't know, show you guys on how I paint them and all that. There's that. But for now, I guess I could just, oh, if you're wondering why all of that is back there, along with some trash, it's because I'm at my sister's house. I am not allowed to paint back home because my mom has this disease where she's highly sensitive to basically everything. So that's why I'm at my sister's house, and it's trashy. Will not lie. Let's start brown, so let's see if we can get brown darker. She's got 3 kids, and they don't necessarily help with keeping the house clean. 2 of them are sick. The other one is 11. They fight a lot. They eat food everywhere in this house. Can't really blame my sister for not wanting to constantly clean every day, 24 hours. When right after she cleans, the kids start throwing clothes on the floor. And they keep wondering why they're not allowed to have any dogs or cats when they can't even take care of their birds without her constantly having to remind them that the birds need fed, water needs changed. And she constantly keeps the radio on, if you can't hear that in the background. And I don't mess with her radios because she gets a little upset when somebody messes with her radio. So I'm not going to attempt to turn the volume down or attempt to turn it off because I know for a fact she'll get upset. And we also work at the same place, so it's not like I can't get away from her when she's either at my mom's house for a good while after work, or we're working together, or she's calling me wanting me to go with her to the grocery store, which I really have no heartache in because I'm like her. I don't like going to stores by myself. It's also one of the reasons why I don't go to We Love Pets to get crickets for any of my lizard children because I don't like going by myself and I have issues with traffic. I'm like deeply terrified of traffic. I also have like a mandatory meeting that I gotta go to around 2 o'clock today. Yay. Oh, and I actually have like 3 lizard children, so I can show you one of them real quick. Or the kitchen. Carry my laptop to show you my sister's class and one of my friends. So you can see them. Oh, this way. So these 2 are, this is me, no, Zoe and Elmo. And then over here in the other cage is Mickey and Minnie. If you want to say hi or you just want to stand there and just stare at me. No? Okay. None of them like me. And then over here is one of my lizard babies. This is Geico. Got her from school. Hey, sweetie. If you're wondering why she's here at my sister's house is because I already have 2 back home and I don't have enough room for, I'll plug this back in, for 3. So that's kind of why one of my scaly babies is here. What's that? Hard nose. I think I'm coming down with cold. What color is this? I think that's light brown though. Creamy, a creamy color. Hopefully just use this one. Yeah, so not much. I don't really do much, go out much. I don't even hang out with my friends. The only person I really hang out with, if I'm not here watching my sister's kids when she's got to work, I'm either going to my ex-sister-in-law's place and kidnapping her daughter for a few days. Ooh, no, that's the wrong brown. No, don't need that color. But I do need it lightened a bit, so let's time to clean this out. Actually, no. Off the canvas. So we'll just put that there. Yeah, this is just, I knew I needed to put a video of something, but not 100% sure on what I was going to do. No, you stay on. Oh, and if you're all wondering what I'm going to school for, I'm going to a 2-year college to do transfer classes so I can find a college that has a vet program. Still needs to be lighter. But I'm not going to be like one of those vets that specializes with large animals because I'm sorry. Yes, I love horses, but I just don't see myself being a large animal vet. I like smaller animals, even though I know that they can bite me and claw me and poop on me a lot more than large animals would. Still not the right color. So how are we going to fix this? I'll just do this then. This one with this color. But I'm not just going to be one that specializes with just small animals. I also want to do like reptiles because I know where I live at. I have yet to find a vet to take my lizards to because my white line Geico, over in the living room has these weird lumps on each side of her throat, and she's had them ever since my junior year going to a vocational school. And we had, I think it was, the wilds come to like do annual physicals yearly physicals on all the animals. And they weren't quite concerned with her lumps, but I am, because I'm sorry, that just doesn't look right. And I don't know, I just feel like I just need to find a vet clinic so that way if anything comes up, I can take my lizards to get them checked. Oh, and if you're wondering why there was a video on my channel that said Theras, it was a project I wanted to start on but never did. And I, at some point, lost some of the pets that was in that giant group. So, yeah, that's not going to happen. But a few of my hobbies are painting, drawing, reading. I write. I have an app on my. There's an app. I have a app on my phone called Wattpad, and I write a few books on there. I've actually written one that has a few of my personal characters from little pets that I just decided to write a book on, but make people. And I'm about done with that book, and I plan on writing another book like right after that to continue the storyline. But I have a few other books that I had started before writing this one and just stopped writing them. So I'm trying to finish up this book to go back to the other two. So that way, obviously, they'd get done before I start any other books, because I'm like one of those people that'll put things on hold. And it's not that I wasn't unhappy about how the books were started. It's just I found more interest in the book I'm currently working on, and just didn't go back to the other ones. Your body needs a creamy base, not a white base. So how am I going to get the creamy color? This is how we're going to do this. Take this color and do this again. Let's see if we can get creamy. Did I kill you? No, I did not. Okay. She's officially got gnats again. Did I kill it? I'm hoping I killed it. She really needs one to get her house clean. Now, if you're wondering why her house is always messy, she doesn't really make her kids clean. She tries. I can give her that. But when I'm over and I have to babysit, they clean, so they hate it when I come over. Hopefully this is creamy-ish color. I really don't know what to talk about. I mean, I don't know what any of you would like for me to do, so I guess if anybody ends up watching this, put down in the comments on what you'd like me to talk about if I do more of these live streams. Because right now I'm just blabbering on because I don't know what to talk about. I mean, I could, I don't know, talk about my high school days. My job that I hate to know it. Don't like the people. Yes, I like the people I work with. I just hate the job. Well, actually, no, there's one person I hate working with, one person I dislike working with but can tolerate, because he's my brother. So I kind of gotta tolerate working with him, although I haven't yet. I had to train him, and he's like way older than me. So he doesn't really listen very well. No, I don't have Snapchat. But if I were to get Snapchat, I'd let you all know. I've actually considered getting Snapchat because my cousins had it, my nieces have had it, and a lot of my friends have had it. But I've never really gotten it because when, oh, okay. Uh, no, I'm going to keep my face off the screen because I'm not too comfortable showing my face yet since I haven't really done much on YouTube. Yeah, you're not going to get to see my face until I feel confident enough on YouTube. So you can kind of forget that. But I can show you this. See the pretty picture? You can see the pretty picture. I figured you would, but no. on the canvas. Come here. There we go. You're still not going to see my face. You can forget that. I'm wearing shoes right now, so there you go. There's my foot. I have no heartache in showing my feet. Okay, so got you going. I need to do this cat. You need grace. Thanks. I've been working on it for 2 days now. Look at this. Darn it, my phone went off. I need that. I need that picture. She really needs to send back pictures of her cats. I don't know what color the tail is, so we're just gonna go and guess. What else could I talk about? Not too sure on what all I could talk about, because honestly, I don't know what anyone would wanna hear. I guess I could always do some videos on where I could answer like questions. Uh, what else? All your messages are restricted, John Stone. Okay. I could say, like, give you information about me that I'm comfortable with. For instance, favorite color is obviously blue. No, what happened? I hate my computer. Really do. I think it just turned itself off. I hate my computer so very, very much. So if you want to all know a little fun fact, I've had this computer for, say, 4 or 5 years. First day I got it. Like a week later, I had to go back to the store to have Geek Squad check it. Because there was something wrong with it. And I've lost all my viewers. Okay. I can sit here and talk to myself. I'm okay with that. I have no heartache. I do this all the time. I'm just happy I haven't answered myself yet. At least I got my 2 likes. Oh, there's a viewer. Hello, viewer. Right here as well. Oh, and we got 2. That's as far as my tongue can go. It's not very long. Well, my sister's floor is very dirty. I'm not taking my shoes off because I don't want to step in anything sticky. Listen to me rambling on is like, okay, I guess. Thanks. When I was younger, it was longer. I could literally eat an ice cream cone and stick my tongue to the very bottom of it. And that's not eating the ice cream cone, that's just eating the ice cream in it. Now I can't do that anymore. Not giving my age. Don't know any tongue tricks unless you count this. And we could do some feet. Okay. No. Not happening. You can get that. Yeah. So, not taking my bra off. You can forget that. Oh, no. Go back. Just oh, so I'm just going to go back to my rambling. paint another cat. Let's see. When I was younger, my grandmother kind of tried to help me do some homework, and let's just go with that homework involved reading Little Red Riding Hood. And that was, I think, first grade, and I never picked up a book after that. My mom was kind of upset about that. And then, say, fifth grade, I started reading again. Eighth grade is when I actually found some books I actually liked. And I'm losing my viewers because I'm rambling again. So I don't quite care. I will ramble on. I don't mind talking to myself. So there's that mat again. No, come back. I hate these books. So the books that I picked up in eighth grade were the Warrior Cats. And the first book I've read out of that series was Crooked Star's Promise. So that book really got me into reading again. And ever since then, I've read all their books. Okay. Yeah, I will continue rambling then. I don't know if you're also creamy, but you will get some creamy color in you. So I've read all their books, and I know for a fact that one of my Christmas presents is the latest book that they've released, because my sister went out and bought it off of Amazon. And she's got two of them now, because the mail delivery guy stuck it on her back door, which is back that way. There's a plant thing and a chair in front of the door. And she doesn't go out back, so she didn't realize that they delivered it. So she complained to the mail delivery people. So she got another book. So now I know that I have two of the same book, which I can just give one of them to my cousin, who also sort of reads them. I actually gotta give her a book of mine that I also have a double of. So she's going to get two books from me, which I'm okay with. Oh, but I did paint her a picture because her dog passed away some time ago, and I had originally planned at that time to paint her a picture of her dog. Because, you see, he used to be my dog back when I was little. But then he decided to up and go to my brother's house and not return. And I mean, my brother lived right next door. So it's not like I couldn't go see my dog. But he didn't stay my dog. He became my cousin's dog. And I'm okay with that because I knew he was well taken care of. And she babied him. Thanks. Now, if me and my cousin were in the same room, we talk about a lot more random things. But like I said, he recently passed away a few years ago, and I think it was Saturday or Sunday, just given her the picture. And my goal in life is to make people cry happy tears. And I'm succeeding in that goal. From making my teacher cry my junior and senior year was amazing because I got my entire class to help me make this giant picture that had little pictures of all of us holding the animals we've taken home over the summer. And we all signed it and stuck the animal's name below the pictures. And in that December, I took it into her and had her unwrap it in front of everyone. And I made her cry so much that I had this evil little grin on my face. And then it didn't help that we ended up giving her a group hug after that. And then we all had this evil little grin on our faces. It was real fun. Let's see. I also did other pictures for my other teachers because I like to give gifts. I'm one of those most friendliest people you'll meet unless you do something that I just don't like. Then you will kind of notice that I would make these faces of just, you could have done something nice to me and I would have been nice back, but if you do something mean to me, I would be mean back. For instance, a coworker of mine, she is so lazy, yet she hasn't gotten fired. I'm the one that when I work afternoon shifts that has to pick up her slack. And I quit doing it. So when we go to lock up at night, the mopping was not done. Sweeping would not be done. Half the time we'd forget to put something away. And I quit cleaning up her messes that she'd make. Now she's working at another place while keeping her job up here because her hours have been cut back finally. And I'm okay with that. Although I'd be a lot better if she would have been fired. Because everyone up where I work at does not like her. Because she does not do her job. She will wander off. And apparently I'm her bully. That's what she says to the other co-workers that we work with. Because when she sees that she's got to work with me the following day, she will tell somebody, like, yeah, I work with my bully tomorrow. And here's the thing, I keep my mouth shut when I work with her because I know that if I say something to her and she takes it the wrong way, one, she'll either cry, two, make a big deal about it, or three, go and tell one of the bosses. So I learned to keep my mouth shut, and my parents just ask me I don't speak up. And I'm like, I need the job. I don't need fired. So I will put up with her crap. But I'm kind of glad that I no longer work afternoons now. I work morning shifts with my sister and the other coworker. Yeah, basically a lot of my family works at the same place. Because I have my aunt that works there, my sister who's worked there longer than me, my brother who's just now working there. His ex-wife used to work there. One of my nieces used to work there. And then I have family there. So, yeah, it's a big, happy place. And then a lot of my old classmates work there. So basically, I know everybody there. Oh, and then my mom also used to work there until she got really sick and couldn't. And she really enjoyed it. Let's see, what else could I talk about? Um, I really don't know what else I could talk about. I mean, I could talk about what school was like. I really don't know. I guess I could just continue rambling on about stuff. I could ramble on about my first job. My first job, I worked at let's go with Dairy Queen, because I wanted to get a laptop, which is the thing I'm using right now, which I hate. Kind of feel like I need to go get a new one, but I don't want to go out and spend another $600, $700 on a laptop. So, excuse me. Don't know what I ate, but that was disgusting. So, working at Dairy Queen was okay the first few days because my niece worked there. But I will say, if you plan on getting a job at Dairy Queen, get it over winter. Less people show up instead of trying to figure everything out during the summer where you're just slammed packed all the time. It was chaotic. So worked at Dairy Queen for one summer to get the laptop. Let's see. I was okay with a lot of people I worked with, but I did not like the fact that they just leave me alone to do not just the front cash register, but the drive-through. So I'd be going back and forth from both cash registers, trying to get people's orders along with their ice cream, and it was horrible. What's my yours again? Oh wow. So a lot of times I'd go home and complain to my parents because I just really hated that job, but I wanted a computer. So I stuck with it. Sort of like how I hate the job I'm working at now. but I haven't found a better one. So I'm okay with the people I work with. So I find it decent and manageable. But as soon as I can find me a better job, I'm leaving where I'm working at now. So getting off of the work topics, I can talk about school. My high school life was okay. I had good friends. We were like one of this random group of kids that got along with everyone. But we weren't too fond of being in like this big cliche of popular people. One of my friends had a temper, but she ended up dropping out. And me and her never really fought like all the others. Then there was my other friend who's living with her dad right now to go to college. Me and her were so close that a lot of people considered us siblings because we would go to each other's houses and just stay there for like longest periods of time. And we even acted like sisters. Up until I went to another school, and then we kind of like lost touch. But we still talk every now and then. But the one friend that still would really talk to me when I'd go back to my home school, there's that mannequin. No, 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 no. You get where'd you go? Come here. Where'd you go? Yeah, I don't like bugs. And my sister's house is filled with them. I go over to the sink. There are spiders. I go over by the door behind me. There's a spider web. I'm not okay with that. You go into her bathroom. You can find ants on the bathroom floor. You can find ants anywhere in this house because she does not let her kids clean. Well, thanks for that. Yeah. I hope we can support each other too. Hope you get a hang of YouTube because I'm still learning and I've had a YouTube account for a few years now and I'm still learning. So back on the topic of school. So when I went to my newer school, I had fun. Everybody got along. There was no fights. There was this one kid that slept in all his classes. I'd be nice to him because I'm one of those people, like I said, and let's just go with he got expelled my senior year. No, not him. My junior year, there was this kid that got expelled. And I was thinking, if I'm thinking correctly, it was because of drug possession at the school. So, yeah, that wasn't very fond of. But then back at my home school, there was this kid that had like this weird obsession with 3 band girls that he kind of got expelled for good reasons, because it was like an obsession to where he literally broke into their lockers and took all their stuff out of it. Yeah, cops. And it was at a football game too. It was like a homeschool football game that he did this. Broke into the locker, took all their stuff out, and he threw it into a dumpster. Cops were called and chased him. I think he was arrested too. But on top of that, my homeschool, like every year we had a bomb threat from one of the students. And let's just go with the teachers weren't very bright, because when we had those so-called bomb threats, instead of walking down the hill to go to the elementary school to get inside the gym, no, we were told to sit on the bleachers right outside of the school while the school was being like investigated for this supposed bomb. And every time I'd go home, I'm like, "Hey, Mom, we had another bomb threat." And she's like, "Yeah, I heard they called." I'm like, "Yeah, you want to know something stupid though? We had to sit outside on the bleachers right next to the school. So if there was an actual bomb and it would have blown up, we'd all be dead, in my opinion, because it was like that close to the school that we sat with those bomb threats." And then at my other school that I ended up going to my junior and senior year, listen and gaining viewers. No one really here. We had a silent lockdown because there was this guy close to our school that was running from the cops. And let's just go with my one class that spent half the day in this one classroom was where we had to walk out of the main building and down a hill to the next building where my class was at. And we were on this silent lockdown. No one told us. And we had to walk out of the building, down the hill. And when we got inside, the teacher was like, "You guys realize we're on a silent lockdown?" We all felt so stupid and felt so unhappy because no one told us. And if the guy would have showed up, some of us could have been seriously hurt. And on top of that, I think there was like cops driving up and down the road. But we were not told to stay inside. We had to walk outside of the school to get to our next class. So I was not okay with that. Let's see. And every now and then, some of my friends would tell me what would happen back at my home school. Who knows? For instance, some of these kids, since I've left that school, there's been a lot more drama, which I'm kind of sad about, because I'm one of those people that doesn't get to see drama. And when I found out that, we'll call him number one. So number one and number two got in like this bad fight in the parking lot in the middle of the day of the school. And let's just go with, I kind of wished I was there, because I didn't care for number one too much, because he dated my best friend for a while. And then he broke up with her just because she wouldn't sleep with him. And she even told him before they started dating that she wasn't going to sleep with him because she was not one of those people that would date just to sleep with others. And so he wasn't okay with that. And then, like, a few months later, they got back together. And then he started, like, stealing, I think, not guaranteeing, not 100% sure, but if I understood her correctly, he stole from his family, like jewelry and all that, and gave it to her. So when she found that out, she kind of broke up with him, and he kind of, they kind of just stopped talking. And I was like, yeah, that's good for you. And then my other friend that would still talk to me when I'd go to like school prep rallies, she found out she was a lesbian, but she hides it pretty darn well, in my opinion, or that, or I'm just blind to it. And we found out that she worked at Walmart, and I talked to her for a while. Funny thing though, she's like one of those friends of mine that does not eat lunch at the school. So me, I don't like school lunches because I just always found them disgusting. So I kind of always made sure to pack a little bit of extra food in my lunch to give to her. And one year I found out she was allergic to chocolate because I had given her chocolate chip cookies. And then as she was eating, she's like, "Oh yeah, by the way, I'm allergic to chocolate." And I just gave her this straight look on my face. I'm like, seriously? You could have told me that before I given you these cookies that have chocolate in them. She's like, it's all right. My throat just kind of swells a little. I know when to stop eating the chocolate. I'm like, then stop eating the cookies. She's like, no, I'm good. If anything, I can go to the nurse's office for them to call my parents. Okay. She didn't stop eating the cookies though. And then she goes over, and I think I had M&Ms, and I was eating them, and she just reaches in, which I don't mind because I share my food with my friends, and grabs a small handful of M&Ms and starts eating them. So I kind of friendly blow up at her, like, you're kind of going to kill yourself eating the chocolate. She didn't. She still didn't stop eating the chocolate, so I kind of like hid all my chocolate from her. And after that, I kind of started like packing other food because I know she does not eat school lunch. So I pack other food, would pack other food, and share my chips with her. Um, then there's this one classmate of mine that I did not like because she smoked and complained about not having a boyfriend when every time she gets a guy, she kind of wants to sleep with him. And she also stole my friend away. Yeah, not okay with that. And then it was like senior year that I found this out because I'm like obviously one of those nice people that I'm kind of oblivious to everything, unless it's like straight up in my face and I see it. So leaving school, I see her sitting in like a gas station with a bunch of her other friends, her friends, sitting on top of vehicles, smoking. Now, I will say this. My senior year, I was the oldest out of my class, like my group of classmates. I am, because all I'm doing is rambling. And I'm actually used to rambling because I talk to myself all the time. show off your skills, and sometimes people will ask you to try one. Remember, it's okay to say no to a dare, even if you may lose some. Yeah, let's just go with they were asking earlier for me to do stuff, and I just said no. Thanks. Here, I can show it better to you. Yeah, I'm actually working on this for my younger siblings because each of them have their own pet. One has a dog, and the other two have cats. So obviously, I don't see them, so I kind of wanted to do something for them. So every Christmas, I paint them a picture, and they actually have a whole wall full of my pictures. And back at my house, I actually have 2 walls full of drawings I've done. So many art books that I've drawn in that I actually need to go back to Hobby Lobby and buy more drawing books. Yeah, I'm really good at drawing cats more than my dogs. Although the dog on this picture, I was using a reference picture because, well, all of these are sort of like reference pictures because obviously they're my biological father's kids, pets. So this is, I don't know if you can see it, their dog. So her fur is kind of weird. One side of her face got like this black, as you can see in the picture. The other side is like whites, browns, grays, and I had so much issues with it, so I decided to go to the cats because I was done. And I only see my family, that well, my biological side, my biological dad's side of the family, once in a great while each year. He still tries to make it down on Christmas to see me. So, working on his Christmas, his and his wife's picture that I've drawn out of penciling is back home because I needed my dad to build a picture frame for it out of barnwood. So it's not in a frame yet, and I don't want the picture to crumble because one of the corners is already crumbling. And then I have an older brother who's like in his 40s that's living at home in the basement. And he's also does art. And let's just go with at first, I allowed him to use my art stuff. But then he stopped asking me and he started using my paints that I go out and buy. There's a box sitting right here full of some of my paint that I brought over to my sister's house. And started using it. Yeah, I brought my own water because I don't trust any of the cups. For kids don't clean them very well. So he started using my paints, and I got so upset that now I don't like telling people they can't use my stuff, but I will complain about it a whole bunch. And my mom knew that I was very upset that he used my stuff. So she went out and told him that he was not allowed to use my paint. And he kind of got a little upset. So the following day, I had gone out and I personally went out and bought him with my money because this guy was broke a couple bottles of paint. basic colors: white, blue, green, yellow, red, black, I think. It may be brown. Not 100% sure on the black and brown, but I know about the white and those other colors. And then I even went out and bought him his own paintbrushes. And my sister that was with me went out and bought him his own pencils. But here's the thing. He's been living in the basement for almost a year now. And he's a little thief. I have no heartache in saying this because I have this gallon jug that you would find at workplaces full of water and all that I had started filling with money when I was little because I like to save my money up because I find it rewarding to know that I've saved money up, and when I go to take it to a bank and all that, I have a lot of money to use for schooling. And there's that gnat again. No, I did not kill it. Oh, there's two now. I hope you. Yeah. No, you're still alive. Now you're dead. I hate bugs. And let's just go with he stole money from not just me, but he would go into my parents' bedroom and steal money. It got to the point on where I actually had to ask my neighbors, to hold my money, my gallon thing that used to have a whole bunch of silver coins and pennies in it to keep it there. They were okay with it, but I'm sorry. I don't like asking my neighbors to hold on to my money. Right now they're holding on to my presents I bought my sister's kids because they're little brats and will go into my room when I don't want them in my room, take stuff out of my room. So I had to hide their presents there. But it's the fact that my brother used to he used to drink alcohol, and he's obviously not touched alcohol in a while now, which is good, but he stole my money. So I know that he's repaying me by going out on Wish and buying me a whole bunch of Batman stuff. Yeah, love Batman. But I just was not okay with it. And my mom actually kicked him out once because when I got home from school one day, he followed me around the house asking me for money to get gas. And I just didn't feel safe. So my mom had to kick him out, and I knew that upset him. But you don't follow me into my bedroom and kind of corner me in there asking me for money. Because after he did that, I kind of went over to my neighbors until my mom got home because I didn't feel comfortable staying in my house. So when my mom found out about that, she had, again, love my neighbors because we'll call him Bobby. Bobby went over to my house and went over to the house and changed all the locks. There's another gnat. Yep. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? I hate them. So we have new lawns, and when my dad was laid off, he let my brother back into the house. I was not okay at first with that, but can't argue with my dad because he don't care. But he doesn't like the fact that I've run an attitude. Sad thing is, I got the attitude from him. I kind of got tired of him yelling at me for things that I did not hear him correctly. Okay, I need to blend these colors in better. So, this color. I mean, if any of you got any ideas on what I should talk about, go right ahead and tell me, because I'm kind of running out of ideas here. This color. No. Yeah. This color. So, I kind of know that you guys are kind of getting glimpses of my face when I look down, but at this present moment, I don't care. Because around, what time is it? 11:22. Around noon, noon, I got called my brother to wake his butt up so that way he can get around to go to the mandatory meeting that we gotta go to. Yeah, that mandatory meeting's like around 2-ish. And he takes a good while to get around. Well, that's mainly because he has to smoke an entire pack of cigarettes just before leaving the house. And he doesn't even open up a window or anything when he goes up to the garage to smoke. He just sits there and smokes. So my garage smells nasty to the point where it's suffocating. And I'm, no, wrong way. There we go. I really don't know what all to talk about. I mean, I kind of need ideas here because I'm running low on ideas. I mean, I can continue giving you guys facts about me. Like, I have 5 brothers and 6 sisters. I mean, yeah. And it's kind of hard to explain to people because they constantly ask me on why I have so many siblings. And it's because when I was a baby, my biological parents weren't ready to take care of me. So they had asked my biological mother's parents to raise me. So they adopted me. So my supposed aunts and uncles became my older siblings, along with my biological mother. She became my sister, but she's still my mother. And her kids are my siblings. And then my biological dad obviously has his own family, so his kids are also my siblings. Does that make sense? If anybody finds that makes sense, let me know. Because if not, then I'll do my best to re-explain it. Yes, it is complicated. Especially when you gotta tell people that over and over again. And I just like messed up on his little face, so we'll have to go back over that. Yeah, really proud of that. So, anything else you guys want to hear me ramble on about? Yeah, I know. The reason behind on why I haven't done anything in like 2 years is because when I first started out, I really had no idea on what I wanted to do. And I kind of still don't, but I figured I'd do some of these along with updated versions of the little pets. Here, let me show you one. These things that I have painted. Yeah, still working on that one. So this is going to be like one of those, my channel is going to be something full of like random things, because I'll find myself, well, probably will find myself painting those and showing you guys doing this, or just live streaming and talking. So another gnat. I'll probably also talk about okay, thanks for that. I'll keep that in mind. But I'll also probably talk about books that I read, TV shows that I watch, the fact that my sister's house is messy. Yeah. I'm actually going to help her clean today because she has like this HUD inspection. And I know for a fact that the 3 little ones are going to trash the place as soon as they get home. But she's planning on moving. She hasn't found a house yet, but she plans on moving. So it just depends on if she finds a house. Oh, excuse me, I burped again. Okay. Don't know what color to paint you. Really don't know what to do with this picture. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Really don't know what else to talk about. Besides, obviously, I think I've repeated this countless times. I own 3 lizards. White line gecko, which is here at my sister's house. I own a bearded dragon, thanks to my one sister lives out of state who has a friend that breeds bearded dragons. His name's Toothless. Now, I'm wearing a necklace right now, but obviously, when I go home, I'm gonna have to take it off because he will try to eat it. I'm not wearing rings right now either because when I hold him, he tries to eat them as well. He does not like shiny things. And he also tries to eat my hair. But that's because, if you can't see, it's kind of got like blue ends. He likes to try to eat blue stuff. And then my newer scaly baby is a crested gecko. She sleeps all day and is like up all night. So I can hear her at night climbing around in her tank. And now her tank isn't necessarily meant for lizards, it's more meant for fish. So I have this like top thing that I gotta put stuff on top of it just to keep her from getting out. And she'll climb on upside down on that and then launch herself off of it and land on the bottom of the tank. So first few nights I had her, she did this, and all I'd hear is a thud. Those are my sisters. Yeah, they're in the other room. She's got 4 of them. 2 of them she adopted from my school. The other 2 we left pets and saw, and she had to get them. Their names are Elmo, Zoe, Mickey, and Minnie. I got to name the 2 newer ones. They don't shut up though. And Elmo and Zoe like to make fun of Mickey and Minnie. And we've even tried putting all 4 of them together a few weeks ago. And yeah, we had to take Mickey and Minnie out because the other 2 were not comfortable with having them in their cage. And we waited, say, because you're supposed to kind of quarantine the new birds for like 30 days. Well, we did it for 2 months, say. 2 months tops. And when we finally decided to try putting them in the same cage together, yeah, that didn't happen. But they all know when I come over to kind of be quiet. They don't listen very well. Okay, so there's that kitty. These weird looking eyes. I gotta get the eyes on this kitty. We'll give him different blue eyes because we don't have blue eyes, so we'll give him. No, not that blue. We'll use this blue. See me just go back on my phone and find the reference picture I'm using for the cats. That's how I do this. Okay, so say 1 blue eye right here. I really don't know what to talk about. But if you do hear some banging, my sister's in like one of these compound apartment things with hollow walls. So they got people right next. It is not noon yet, Mom. But I will get him up for you. If you're wondering what I'm doing, yeah, I actually got to call my home to wake up my brother because he likes to sleep all day. Watch me not have service. Watch my phone not want to work again. Yep, it's not working. Okay, I will be right back. Go. Cold brother. Oh, shut up, bird. I'll be back. Literally had to go to the front door just to call him. So that was so pleasant. My phone not wanting to work right where I was sitting. Okay, there's these kitty's blue eyes. Is there anything you guys want me to talk about? Elmo. I mean, you guys want to hear me talk about something, go ahead and let me know. Because otherwise you'll find a lot more of these quiet little sections where I just sit here and paint and not say anything. And I find that kind of rude because I have this going. I'm one of those people that doesn't like to just sit here and paint when there's people kind of like watching, that I don't want to sit here alone. So I was like, you know what? Let's live stream. That'll be fun. And obviously, I ramble. Oh, I just ruined the kitty cat's eye. Let's just let that dry real quick before I go and fix that. Because now it looks like he's got eyelashes. Okay. Let's get a different paintbrush. Don't need this one. And give me the tiny one. Give me the black back. And we'll just do this. Give you the little lips. That way you got your lips. You look like a very mad kitty. Gotta fix your eyes though. Along with that kitty's eyes. I am not good with eyeballs. Paintbrush. Okay. You guys continue working on that. That definitely needs blended better. There's my brown. Yeah, I notice every time I look up, I see on how many people are like watching. And it goes from 4 to 2 to 1 to 3 to 5, back down to 2. I kind of like watching that. It's just so much fun. I hope that was the right color. Okay, let's get this wet. Aha. Seriously, if you guys have any suggestions on what you want to hear me ramble on about, go right ahead. Because otherwise, like I said, we'll have quiet little spots on where I don't say anything. And I don't think you maybe would like that. Okay. And this color. Not even worry about cleaning off my paintbrush. Mix this color. We are going to attempt to get this blended. So I have not this special blender. And this again. This. There we go. That's a looking better. No phone, I don't want you off. Because you have my reference pictures. There we go. It's still a horrible leg. But it's better than what it was before. You'll say that. Numbers stay on 3. Okay, so I got 3 viewers. Let's see, what else could I guess I could tell you guys what all shows I watch. Recently picked up on watching Marvel's Runaways with my sister because we decided one day that we would watch a TV show together. And I'm like, this would be a good show to watch with you. And she's like, okay. So that's our show that we watch together now. Patiently waiting for season 2 to come out December 21st. I also watch Flash, Arrow, Marvel's Runaway. When they were showing on TV, there's another gnat. I hate those things. It was the Inhumans, Marvel's Inhumans. I started watching that and then kind of quit watching TV, but still wanted to watch that, but I could never find the channel that it was on again. Pokemon fan, right here. Don't quite care for Sun and Moon, because I'm sorry, they like ruin Ash's character when they created Sun and Moon, in my opinion. Let's see, what shows do I watch on Netflix? Big fan of Spirits, Down the Samurai. I, for the longest time, still own the VCR tape of it, even though it does not work like it used to. Still own it. Went out and bought the DVD of it, because that's like me and my cousin's show. Well, not show, movie. I also love Lion King. Can't wait for the remake of it. Let's see. I also watch My Little Pony. Can't lie there. Because I just find it very entertaining. Started at one point watching Fuller House, and then season 2 or 3, I kind of quit watching it because I didn't quite care for it, I guess. I'm a big movie fan with certain movies. I watched Avengers. all those lovely movies. Didn't quite care for Thor Ragnarok though. I just didn't like it. Oh, look, I'm back down to one viewer. I knew that happened. I really don't know what to talk about. But I will have to sooner or later go to work for that mandatory meeting that I don't want to go to. But I got to. I did plan making a updated version of all my customs that I've painted. Don't know when that'll happen, but I plan on doing that. I also need to get more little pets because I have a habit of drawing future customs, so I need to go out and buy more. Can't afford it right now with school, but I gotta go out and buy more. Let's see. I'm a big fan of Batman. I don't like Superman. Sorry. I just don't like Superman. If any of you like Superman, I'm sorry. I just don't. I find wearing my Superman shirt that I got for Christmas very fun to wear when I paint. It's like one of my shirts I don't mind getting paint on. Obviously, right now I'm not wearing it. I couldn't find it. If I would have found it, I would have worn it. I was thinking about wearing Batman today, but yeah. Oh, if you're wondering what this is, it's my Christmas hat. I'm one of those people that like to wear stuff like that. I also have a headband that has reindeer antlers on it that lights up. Not with me right now, back at my house, but I have one of those. I also own a Christmas sweater that has a kitty cat on it because I love cats, even though I can't own one. I love them. I'm allergic to them. But she says if she ever gets a cat, it's gotta be a Persian or any cat that's got a flat face. That means she'd also have to take allergy medicine on top of what all she takes now. She already takes allergy medicine, I think. No, they actually tested her and she didn't have any allergies this time. Let's just go with my mom's allergic to everything. She needs to be in a special bubble. Because one year she was tested for them, and she was allergic to all the trees, the grass, hay, pet dander, and we own 2 dogs. They're both Yorkies. Well, one's a Yorkie Terrier. He's 12, or he's old. He's got no teeth. And the other one's a mix of a poodle and a Yorkie. And she has this weird thing that goes on with her nose that it'll get all dry. It's always dry, so it'll get all crusty and grow. Yes, her nose grows. And then it falls off. I want to fix the eyeballs on these kitty cats because I don't like these. I don't like this one. Anyways, what else? What else can I talk about? Let's see. I really don't know what else to talk about. Obviously, I'm not in high school anymore. I haven't been in high school since yeah, I can't answer that because I'm bad with time and years. I'm bad at even telling on how old some of my siblings are. I know it's just like my first year college, sort of. So I'm like just recently out of high school, finished my first semester of college. Gotta fix that leg. Supposed to go like this. Okay, so there's the chest. I gotta fix that. That paintbrush down. I lose everything. That's what I struggle with. I lose everything. So I gotta get rid of this line real quick. I really don't know if this. Yes, I'm talking to myself because you see my biological dad's wife. That's how I call her. That's how that's her label. I also call her by her name. I don't call her stepmom, any of that. I'm specializing in I want to be a veterinarian, but right now I'm going to a 2-year college to get my associates of science and art. So, yay me! When I eventually graduate from college, I'll have 2 associate's degrees. But I'm getting a lot of emails from Pratt Institute in New York for their art program. It is, but it's very hard to get into because not everyone that goes to college for it sometimes doesn't even make it. Uh, so like my backup is obviously my art. I also enjoy writing, so those are like 2 backups. And basically, if I can't get into my preferred field of work, I will continue working at where I'm at and just instead of being part-time, be full-time. I mean, I like the people I work with, all but one. So I guess that's my backup. Because obviously I didn't pass my biology final. I was like 40 points below what I needed to get just to pass it. To pass it and move on is like a whole nother story. You are correct on that. Because I actually have an app on my phone called Wattpad. I said this before earlier. And I'm actually finishing up a book that I wrote. It's called Demons Within Me. Finish it off. And it's not what people would think it's about. It's about these characters I have that are like little pets that I decided to imagine them as people. And one of them, the main person, his name's Damien in the book, he is half demon. So that's why I call it Demons Within Me, because he's part demon and he struggles with liking people until he finds the other main character, Zoe, who has daddy issues. And they become like these best friends that later on start dating. And my cousin loves the book because she constantly nags at me when I'm going to update it. And she doesn't like the fact that I'm nearly finished with the book. But I've also told her that I plan on making a sequel to it when I finish my other two books that I had originally started and then just stopped to write this one. Okay, so let's fix the kitty cat eyeballs again. I don't like these. I do not like the kitty cat eyeballs. So we're going to fix you. That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. I may actually start trying to write some short novels. But with my luck, they might become like these really long ones because 8th grade year, I think it was, we had to, for my one, it was some type of computer class, write a short story and turn it in. Like we had to have a starting and a finish. I had a starting and I turned it in and it was still not done. Because me and my best friend were working on it together. And we went everywhere with it. We had talking snakes. We had the Twilight cast in it. We had this like main family that we were supposed to use. Poor little Timmy's mother kept fainting. We had originally planned to put it, like, continue writing it, but we never did. The sad thing is, I know it would have been a really good book. Okay, I will do that. I will fix the eyeball. I already woke my brother up. Thank you, alarm. Now I just wait to look. Left, right, somewhere too. Okay. I will try to remember that. Actually, let me find something to write that down on. So that way, paper. Why should I not have a pen? So you know what? I want to use paint real quick. So that way, I know That way I know what you are talking about. So let me just clean this up a bit, just clean my face. Anyway, clean my face out of the way. Yes, thank you for letting me know that. Yes, you know, fireworks are part of my face. Lucky you. Okay, gotcha. There we go. Now let's put that back down that way. Let me use paper and paint just to write some words. Go me. I have 2 hours before mandatory meeting. Yay. Let's fix your eyeballs. I don't like them either. Just gonna like paint over all that. Elmo, Zoe. Thank you. What else can I talk about? I really don't know what else to talk about. Let's give you a mouth. I'm just gonna use black because I don't feel like finding a darker gray. Just like different. You will have this. Ah, there's your face. You got the face. That's it so far. That's what it looks like so far. Still don't like the cat eyes. Let me just move that over there. Okay. Gonna be inside of your ear, so we'll look at this. We'll use candy bar brown for the inside of your ears. You'll find another gray for your ears. Although I actually do plan on doing more live streams, but I actually have my cousin with me. So that way we can just tell like these most random stories to you guys. But that's when she gets out of school, because she's still in high school. And she's like a 20 minutes, almost a half-hour drive from where I live. Yeah, I could. And I think she also has a YouTube account, but does nothing with it. Because she just wanted to be able to like click the like and leave comments on things. So she created her like own YouTube account. She does nothing with it. stuff on the canvas. There's glitter on it. Okay. Really don't know what else to do with the kitty cats. See me just pull my phone out and send a picture to her so that way she can see it. That way I know if the cats look like her cats. Yes, you will know what your kids' gift will look like. But you better not tell them. I will literally fight you. Your kids. Look anything like the real thing. Yeah, there we go. And then watch my text messages not even send. Well, I guess I'm done with this for now, so find out if these look anything like the real thing. So we're just going to put that aside. Stay. So, what do we have in here? More glitter. Even more glitter. Got a lot of glitter. I can go in this. Don't tell me it's not delivered. I don't like it when you tell me it's not delivered because I can see I have Sardis. I will try this again. Send. That's all I'm asking. Really do need to finish you two. You will finish you two. Yes, I just moved on from one project to another. This is normally what I do with my life. Although I can spend a whole day sitting somewhere and paint and not eat. And that's sad. Because I gotta remind myself when I'm painting to take a break and eat. No! Send! I don't want to get up and go to the front door or outside in the cold. It's not going to send. And I don't like that. So I'm going to actually have to do that later. Yeah, they're not sending. Don't like that. We'll try one at a time then. Lord knows. Literally feel like I'm coming down with a cold. And that's sad because I know once I get one, I want to have it all winter. See, these are what I'm working on. I know every now and then you guys will get like a glimpse of my face, and I'm not even trying to do that. But I'm still working on figuring out my laptop, so it's not gonna say. So these are what these guys look like so far. Yellow. I know it's yellow. Is this yellow? No, I don't want daffodil. There's yellow. I got yellow. Get the white back. I need to fix that crown because otherwise yellow's not going to show. I got a better paintbrush. If you guys are wondering what these two are supposed to like be, they're the little Chihuahua is supposed to be Roman, and this guy right here is Patton from Thomas Sanders, with his Sanders sides. Gotta get more little dogs or cats. I haven't decided. Kind of thinking making them all dogs. And paint the other. Still not submitting. Okay, we'll just worry about that later then. I actually really enjoy watching his Sanders sides. So obviously I had to make them. So Roman's obviously a Chihuahua. Because I just find Chihuahuas to be more of like the Prince royal theme. And Patton, I think he's supposed to be a poodle. I think that's what this pet base is. And I haven't found the right base for Logan and Virgil. Or the newer side of him, the villain character that he created. Actually, no, I need my photos back. So I got red. Yes, I do. This has got to be gray though. So we'll use Hippo Gray. Hippo Gray will work wonderfully. And then I'll show you guys other ones I'm making. I gotta continue working on him, but this little guy right here, he's supposed to be Sandman. Yes, I'm making characters off of Rise of the Guardians. When I get a chance, this peacock that had sticker eyes is going to be the Tooth Fairy. Santa Claus is Santa and Jack Frost are back at my house. Santa Claus is like the closest one that I've nearly gotten done, and I'm using like one of those newer / old body bases. The little pets that have like the peg legs. He's the polar bear versions because he's chubby, and I saw him and I'm like, this will work wonderful. And then Jack Frost I have as a monkey. No, it's the Easter Bunny that I have done. I worked on the Easter Bunny and I made her the girl. Yeah, I made the Easter Bunny a girl, and I love it. Her name's Bunny. Obviously, I don't want him to look exactly like the characters. So that's why I made Bunny a girl, and I didn't add a whole bunch of the same details that the character has. Although I do have a quick question for all of you. What kind of body base do you think would work perfect for Logan and Virgil? Logan's supposed to be like Thomas's logical side, and Virgil's supposed to be his anxiety. And I just haven't found the right body base for him. Thanks. Keep forgetting I'm like live streaming while I'm painting. Now I can just turn this further down. There we go. No email. I don't want any more. Is it sad that I don't like look at my emails? They got like these title things, and if it's from a college, I'll save it. But if it's from anything else, I don't even look at it. I just go and delete it. Birds, I'm going to drive me crazy. Really don't know what to talk about, guys. I truly do not. No, no. The paint got in the wrong spot. No. Okay. Here's. Gotta finish this little paw thing. So this is what Patton looks like. See him, he's all gray. His thing's all gray, and I just got paint on my finger. He's got purple and he's brown, he's got glasses. And I got more gray paint on him. Way to go, me. Way to go. Remember not to touch them while they're still wet. I do. And I can, okay, now I got a rant about my sister's eldest daughter. So, we're gonna call her Elmo. Stop it. So let's call her Attitude, because she's got an attitude. We're gonna call her Attitude. So little Miss Attitude one day decides she wants to watch TV in my room. I'm okay with that, because me and her got along okay. Since she was 11. No, she was younger than that. I think she was a year or two younger than that. So I'm letting her watch TV in my room, which was a big mistake on my part, because I left to go pick up my cousin. And when I got home, I saw that she had gone home. So Attitude had went home, and me and my cousin planned on pulling my giant toad out from under my bed. That's all my little pets. And we started sorting them because we each had our own giant piles of what we like to play with. And I noticed that some of them were missing. Then it dawned on me that for the past 3 days, my little sister has been coming into my room as I'm not in it, and then goes to school and then comes back home. Because this was the year that she's basically stayed at the house during the week because her mom worked and she had to go to school, and her mom worked like at 4 in the morning. And she'd come home from school with little pets that looked so similar to mine that I was getting a little, I was like having little red flags going off, but I ignored them because I loved her. And I thought she could do no wrong. Well, as me and my cousin were sorting through them, I realized that those pets that Attitude had were mine. And she got paint on one of them, so I was beyond angry. So I told my cousin to stop what we were doing, get in my vehicle, and head over here. And on that way, I would say that it was the first time I ever cussed. And I was cussing up a storm as I was driving over here. And my cousin that was sitting next to me, and she's say 6 years younger than me. She and her family cusses, and they all know I never cuss. And she just gave me this most surprised look on my face as I was cussing a storm. Yes, I actually do. But she didn't let me see the bottom of her of the little pets that she had stolen. So when we get here, I storm in, and my voice is like raised, and I'm like trying to calmly talk to my sister. And then I told her that my little pets were missing. And I started naming them off on what they looked like, what scratches and all that they had, everything. And then the three little ones, we'll call one of them actually has a nickname. I call her Stinker, and then we'll call the other one Bubba, and then Attitude. All come downstairs. They all were looking at me as I was trying to calmly talk, and then I turned over to Attitude and I started screaming at her, saying she better hand my little pets back over and all that. And then she starts lying to me, saying that she never stole them. And then my cousin was like, okay, can we just see them? Because Storm here is missing them. I'm going to just like have my YouTube name here. So she's like, sure, just let me go get them. And now she brings them. She had them all in a pencil box bag. And she shows them, and I'm like looking at them and turning them over, and there's my initials. I blow up again because one of them was a Dalmatian that I had, and he's like really old, and he had a collar that was pink on him, and I blew up because she had lost that collar, and it was like my first and only little pet dog collar I had. So I get all my little pets back. I noticed that my cheetah had red paint on his head. I blew up even more, but I will say this. I am still missing one. It's a little gray dog that had stars in her eyes, sort of like the same body base as the Dalmatian, except she's all gray with, I think, blue eyes. Yeah, never found her. And we even went through all of my sister's stuff and Attitude stuff and never came across it. But we did end up finding my husky after that incident because I was also missing my husky. And he had chewed up ears. He didn't have initials on the bottom of him because he was the only one I forgot to put initials on. But he had chewed up ears. And last Christmas, actually, is when I noticed my Attitude had him. And she claimed that it was a Christmas gift from Santa. No, she just hid that one very well and stole it and never gave it back. So I stole it back. So, and every time I come over here and have them clean or find out that she has done something that she wasn't supposed to, my sister takes her little pets and she packs all their toys up in trash bags and plans on throwing them away. I'm like, if they got little pets, don't throw them away. Give them here. So I get little pets from this house because they can't keep up their chores, or she goes out and does something to lose the little pets and never get them back. So I have their little pets. That's actually what this thing right here is, one of hers that I originally painted. So I no longer let her in my room. And if they enter my room, then I'm there like supervising them. Oh, but her excuse for stealing my little pets was because she wanted a bigger collection. She wanted to have a bigger collection of her little pets, so she thought she could steal mine. So then my mom had to go and explain to her that if she wants little pets, she's got to earn them. Some of them. I don't quite like a lot of the newer ones with their paint models. There's another gnat. No, come back here. Come back. Oh, I missed you again. I hate these things. Basically, if I see any that I like the base model, I paint them. And yeah, I was very lucky to get them back. Even if I didn't get the one back, I got the majority of the ones that she had stolen from me. And actually, that was the first time that she stole. And it's not the last either, because she still does it. She was actually suspended from school for a day because she was caught stealing these golden tickets that her school does and passing them out. And her answer for that was because she just wanted to. So she doesn't just steal, she lies, and we can't break her from that horrible habit. And it's sad because now all those kids at school won't want to play with her if something else comes up because she's known to steal and lie. And she can be really sweet and nice. And it's just sad because all she wants to do is steal, lie, and not do her chores. Hello? I got blocked that number. It came up as one of my friends, and that was not my friend. Yeah, it is. Okay, so now we gotta block this number because it's not my friend, it's somebody else. Okay. And the even sadder thing is the twins that are 6 years old are starting to have these habits. And it's just real sad because they're really sweet kids and they're starting to lie and steal. And I can't trust them anymore. And I know that when they're caught in the act, they start crying because they know that what they're doing is wrong and they still continue to do it. Well, now I feel like ranting on about all the other stuff my siblings have stolen. Okay, so we're going to continue with this little rant of my stuff being stolen from siblings. So, my younger brother, who's 5 years younger than me and him didn't live together until, say, he was finally in the first grade. So, when he finally moved in, first thing he does is, I had these Pokemon balls, I had like these golden things in them. And the first thing he does is steals them and hides them under the couch. And we look for him, and where he stuck them. And he'd lie about it. Well, he's learned not to do that anymore. But obviously, when he was younger, he did it because he went from living here, not in this specific house, but in this state. Not going to tell you the state. To moving to Florida with his mom, to coming back to this state to live with us, back to Florida, and then I think to Tennessee to live with my sister, who teaches him manners and all that. And he was really good and all that. And then they come here to this state for a holiday. He was asked if he wanted to live here instead of going back to Tennessee. And he's like, yeah, I would like that. So he moves in. And I wasn't too happy because I was like only child growing up with my grandparents that I call my parents. So I had two bedrooms. One I play in that had a bed and my TV and my dresser and all that. And another room that had a bed in it and a computer, old time computer, desk and all that. Well, I'd sleep in the other room that had the computer and all that and play in the other room that was supposed to be my bedroom. And when he moved in, I was stuck with having only one bedroom. So I was very unhappy. And then like I said, he goes and steals my Pokemon things. And we eventually find them under the couch one day because we were cleaning. Well, my mom was cleaning and found them. And then he was told to apologize to me. He does. Sometime later, he enters my room one day and breaks something of mine. I can't remember what it was, but I know I can't leave him and my cousin alone in my room or they'll break something of mine because they did that. Because I used to have Barbie dolls and they broke my favorite Barbie doll by ripping her head off. So I had to throw her away because there was no way of fixing the Barbie doll. Because I tried putting the head back on and it wouldn't go back on. So I threw the Barbie doll away and then I go back into my room and find out they broke one of my horses that I had. It was like a plastic glass thing, more of a plastic, and they broke its tail off. I think we glued the tail back on. So I learned not to leave them alone in my room. And then a few years later, he goes in my room before we go to school and takes my Pokemon cards, some of them, and trades them away. Like he just gives them to this kid that rides our bus. And I didn't find out about it till we get home. My cousin, we'll call him Tall Dude because he's taller than me. So Tall Dude tells me that Skylar had some of my Pokemon cards and gave them away and asked if I had given him permission to do that. I'm like, no, I didn't. why would I give him permission to give away my stuff? So I go home, go in my room, pull out my box that I had for my Pokemon cards, and I start going through, and I find out he traded away Flygon EX, Totodile's Final Evolution, and say 3 other cards. And I go and tell my parents this. They ask him questions, and he sort of lies, and then my mom's like, we won't get mad at you if you just tell us the truth. You start lying, then we get upset. So then he goes and starts telling the truth, and my dad, it's not, paddles him and tells him that he's got to get my Pokemon cards back. Well, that never happened because the kid never gave them back. I even told the kid that those were my cards and I would like them back. And he's like, well, I traded them away to this other kid. So to end the story, I never got them back because, one, my brother stole them on my room, gave them away, and this other kid traded them away. So I never got them back. Then let's see. And then I think a few years ago, Stinker one day decides to use my art stuff and does something on one of their little pets that they owned at the time. And I don't like it when people use my stuff without my permission. I'm sorry, but I earned the money to buy this stuff, and I don't like it when people use it. Even if they get my permission, sometimes I'm not okay with them using it because it's like, you can go out and get a job to get the money. I know. And you see, one of my friends actually collects little pets too. And I can trust going to her house with some of them. And if I forget it, she would go to school the following day with them, like, hey, you forgot this, here you go. I'm like, thank you. The only one in my, and I even consider my cousin that I kidnapped a sibling, and she doesn't steal from me. I'm like, she's like amazing because she comes to my house and she's like, hey, you mind if I borrow this? I'll give it back. I'm like, yeah, sure. But she does forget sometimes that she's borrowed it, so I gotta remind her a few times. And then she gives it back. Like after I remind her once or maybe twice, she's like, yeah, here, have it back. I'm so sorry I forgot it. But even if she forgets it, she lets me into her house and she lets me look through her stuff because she sometimes forgets that she's got it and doesn't remember where she sticks it. So she lets me go through her stuff to find it. So, yeah, I can't trust any of my siblings with my stuff. And one of these supposed siblings is like 40 years old and goes into my room and steals my money. And then one of my nieces that's actually older than me, I used to have to like keep an eye on what she'd grab in my room because I used to own a chimp little pet. And no, I used to own a chimp little pet. But the reason why I say used to is because I gave it to her because I didn't like the chimp because it didn't stand it. It just creeped me out. And she was chewing on one of my Persian little pets that had gray body and long tail. She was chewing on it, so it now has like permanent scars of chewed ears and chewed tail. So I gave her the chimp to chew on. She ate that thing. She ate it. She like sat there and chewed it until it was nothing. I'm surprised she did that. But I'm also glad that I gave it to her to chew instead of my cats, because she would have ate the cat. She still has a habit of chewing things though. And like I said, she's older than me and still chews some stuff. There's roaming so far. It's looking so pretty. Need white again? Actually, no. Where's this other white? I want to use this white. Let's see. What else can I talk about? Ooh, I can talk about my cousin's brother. Well, one of her brothers. We'll call this brother Meanie because he's a meanie sometimes. So let's just go with me and Meanie when we were younger. Did not get along. We fought a lot. At one time, actually, I was at their house playing with we were playing hide and seek, and one of them was it, and they found me along with Meanie, and I was hiding in a toy closet because they had this like, closet that door was broken, and I was coming out of it, and he decides to close the door on me, and at that time I was scared of the dark. I'm not as much anymore, but I don't like looking outside when it's dark out or walking outside to go to somebody's house when it's dark out. It's a pet peeve of mine. And as he's closing the door, I'm like trying to shut it open, and my hands were on the side of it. So when he shuts the door, he shuts it on my fingers. And I think that was the loudest I've ever screamed. Luckily, none of my fingers were broke, but man, did it hurt. He got in trouble for it too. And then he was also known to pulling my hair out that I've actually got. Apparently, I actually have a spot on my head where it's bald, but it's hidden up somehow, where he yanked all my hair out. I probably could. So, like I was saying, he ripped some of my hair out, including the roots, so I have a bald spot from what everyone in my family says, from where he pulled my hair out. He's also prone to biting me, kicking me, pulling my arm until it hurts. Yeah, he and I fought a lot. He won a lot of those fights. I will not lie and say, no, I did not win any of them. No, he won them all. The only way I could win any is by going and telling his parents or my parents. Basically, I had to be the tattletale just to get a win. And the sad thing is, he even beats up his older brother, because his older brother one time had a broken arm, and Mimi attacked him. No, it wasn't a broken arm, it was a broken leg. Their sister that I like to kidnap, we'll call her the little emo girl. She likes black stuff, so she's emo. She's gonna be emo. Her name is Emo right now. So emo. Why don't we just randomly start calling her Elmo? Broke her arm a couple times, and she's also had stitches on her nose because one of her relatives threw a golf club and it hit her in the face and got her good on her face that she had to get stitches on her nose. But Mimi likes to do stuff. He's like really mean. So Emo comes to my house a lot because of this. She does not like to stay at her own house. But recently he's gotten better. Yeah, it's just well, he's gotten better. I can't say that, but he's still got his moments where he likes to have an outburst. But man, did me and him not get along whatsoever. Let's see, what else? There was also this kid in preschool that I did not like. Yeah, I can recall my preschool days. And it's because this kid was a bully to me. When my cousin, who's a year older than me, went on to kindergarten, I was left in preschool because my birthday fell like after school started. So I was stuck in preschool for an extra year. And this kid was so mean to me. I don't even know his name anymore or what he looked like, but I just remember him being so mean to me. When I build out of these soft blocks, a castle or something, he'd come over and kick it down. So every time I rebuild it, he'd kick it down. So I'd move on to something else. Then he'd follow me and ruin whatever I'm doing. So one day I was building a small little castle out of the blocks, and he comes over with these thimble things that you pound together and they make a noise. I don't know what they're called. I'm just calling them thimbles. I'm not even sure that's what they're called. And he comes over and was smacking them together, making so much noise, and he's going to kick my little castle I was working on. So I like go over and try to protect it, and he goes and smashes smacks those things like on each side of my head. He's like wham on my head, and I start screaming and crying because that hurt. And sad thing is, he followed me into kindergarten. We were in the same kindergarten class, but he wasn't as bad in kindergarten. But when recess came around, I tried to stay far away from him because he wouldn't leave me alone. And then there was these kids on the bus that I rode, because say I was in second grade maybe? No. Fourth grade? No. No. I don't remember what grade I was in. But there was this kid on the bus that was being rude and mean to me on top of flirting with me. And my cousin, that's a year older than me, did not like that. So luckily he didn't get into a fight, but he I don't even remember what he did, but I'm thinking he threatened this kid to leave me alone. And I was so happy about that because he made me so uncomfortable. And I was say 10, maybe younger than that. And this guy was, I think, the same grade as my cousin. That was my sister. She's making sure I don't forget that I have a mandatory meeting to get to at 2 o'clock, my time. Sleep right here. So, yeah, I got many stories to talk about. And some of these stories are best told with email. Although, when I finally get her over, she's going to have her own little name that she's. I can call her that instead of emo, because she doesn't like being called emo. But I don't know what else to call her. She needs to play with a paintbrush. Okay, that's real. So give me this. What else could I talk about? I really don't know what else to talk. I mean, if something pops into my mind, I'll more than likely start talking again. What else? Oh, I guess I could say that my classmates, my junior and senior year, didn't quite like me, because I went to one of those schools where I want to call it middies, because that's what it is. That has those programs where you can go to school and learn on how to do what you're wanting to go into. And none of them really liked it when I was in charge of the boss for the week, because we all each had a duty, and there was one that was supervisor. That's what it is. So each week there was always a new supervisor, and one of those my week, nobody liked it for many reasons. Because one, I will point out to them that it's not this person's job to take care of, say, we'll call her Lazy. So Lazy doesn't like doing her duty. So Lacey gets other people to do it, and then I will just go on and say, hey, you realize it's not this person's job to take care of your animal, Lacey. It's yours. And she's like, but I'm busy. She was on the computer or on a phone doing anything and everything but her duties. She can even get people to clean. Because we even had people had certain areas to mop, sweep, clean windows each week. So if they weren't doing their job, I'd be standing right behind like, I know you're watching YouTube, but you got this to be doing right now. They hate it. They really did hate it. And every time I say that to them, they're like, yeah, we'll get to it. Just give us a minute. I'd give them a minute. I'd come back like, that job of yours still isn't checked off. You haven't done it yet. They're like, yeah, we did. So I'd go and check. I'm like hollering like across the room, like, this spot's still dirty. They really hated me. But they ended up finally getting the hint that if they don't do their job, I won't leave them alone. I think that's kind of why I have this like pet peeve with the person I work with. Because she doesn't do her job or clean or anything. And I hate it. I give her these mean, dirty butt looks. And she does not care. Because I'm her bully. But if she did her job, I know we could have gotten along a lot better. Because she used to do her job, and then all of a sudden she decided to quit doing her job and just wandered around. I just want to like paint that the odd color. So there you go. Let's see what. Oh, I can even talk about my driving experience. So, 17, 18 is when I got my driver's license because I refused to learn to drive because I hate driving. So, and when I started learning to drive, my mom noticed that I had many panic attacks when vehicles showed up behind me. So it took me quite a long time to learn to drive. My dad still yells at me when I drive with him too. So that don't help because when I get home, I start bawling my eyes out because he yelled at me the entire time I drove. Or every time I drive with him. Actually, I don't like going anywhere with my dad because he yells at me. So when I finally got my driver's license, one day after that, one day I was getting on the interstate and something just beeped. Oh, I don't care about the update. Go away. Shoot. Thank you. So I'm getting on the interstate and I looked over and my way was like I could get on the interstate. It was good to go. So I'm getting on the interstate. I had my blinker on saying that I was pulling into this lane. And then all of a sudden I start hearing a car horn go off. And I hit my brakes, turn my wheel over, so I'm back in the like entering lane. And I kind of like look over because I slowed down, and there's this vehicle driving beside me, full of elderly people yelling at me. I'm sorry, but they could have gotten over. I did not see them. I even checked 2 to 3 times before. I even had my blinker on as I was checking those 2 to 3 times before I got over into the other lane. And I stuck one of my hands up. I'm like, I'm sorry, even though they couldn't hear me. I was saying, I'm sorry, I didn't see you. And I let them get ahead of me, and then I started slowly getting my speed back up because the speed limit is 70, and I was going 60 at that time. And I was getting my speed up, and I stayed behind that vehicle for the longest time because I was so afraid of these elderly people that were in another vehicle. But when I was going back down to 60, 50, I had got into the other lane so I could speed up and pass them. But here's the thing. They followed me the entire way. They kept up with my speed, followed me, got off the interstate with me. They followed me almost all the way to my house. And I literally thought that they were going to follow me all the way home. As I was turning to go up my street to my house, they continued to go straight. So I was so relieved that they weren't following me. But they followed me almost the entire way home. And I was so afraid. Now my throat hurts. Do I got any cough drops? Yes, I do. This is why we have to talking a whole bunch. Damn, it's wintertime and I'm draining. Woo. I know. And I don't help either when semis don't get into the other lane as you're trying to get onto the interstate. Sad thing is I haven't even told my mom about that incident. Because I was right after, few weeks right after I got my driver's license that incident happened. Let's see, what else could I talk about? Okay. I see the hearts. I love the hearts. I think you also already said that to me. I don't know if somebody else has the same exact name as you, or close to it. But like I've been saying before, I'm hoping to do more with my YouTube channel when I get the time. Because when my next semester starts up in college, I'm gonna have so much fun trying to keep up with it and work every other weekend. I'm already tired of thinking about work and school. I do know that during the summer, I do plan on just taking summers off from school because I was stressed and I cried a lot during this semester that I finished up between work and school. I was done. I even told my mom that when I was done with these years of college, I wasn't going to go back. So that was a whole big deal. touched the pink nose. No, I touched the pink ear. I got pink paint on my finger now. I completely forgot what I was talking about. So I'm thinking it's about me taking summer off from college. So, like I was saying about that, I think, well, get back down that way. I like move my laptop back up and down just to read you guys' little comments. So, my dad literally told me to quit my job because I was so stressed. And one night I literally cried myself to sleep because I didn't want to go to work that day because I knew who I worked with and I hated her. I still do. And then that following day, I got, before I went, no, yes. It was before I went to school because I had to work after school. I told my mom that I didn't want to go to work. She's like, well, you got to go to work. And I started crying. Don't know why, but the way my mom said that just apparently made me start crying. And then as I was heading to school, I'm like, well, fine. After these two and some years, because it was my it's a 2-year it's like a 2-year school college, but you can go there longer if you don't get all your classes done. So I'm like, after these so many years of college, I'm done and I'm not going back. And I slammed the door shut as I was leaving the house. I was in tears. I was driving to school. I was moody at school that day. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And like the littlest thing set me off. It was like we were reading something and I just was holding back my tears because I was like, it got to me for some reason and I just wanted to cry. So when I got home to get around for work, my dad told me to tell my boss I'm taking my 2 weeks in and all that. And then my mom was yelling at me like, she can't quit her job, just gotta go to work and school. And then my dad was yelling at her. I was breaking down again, so I went to my room, slammed my door shut, and started crying again. I was just emotional that day. It was horrible that day. I still don't want to go to work. It's my day off, and I gotta go there for a mandatory meeting, and I don't want to go. And they're supposed to like send me text messages on when these things are, and they don't. I find out about these stuff from my sister. But the sad thing is, if she quits, because she keeps threatening to quit, because we don't have enough people, so we're like overworked half the time. And one of those people that she doesn't like is supposedly coming back, don't know. And she's threatening to quit again. And I'm like, if you quit, then I gotta leave too, because I don't want to work there without my sister. She's like one of the some people I work with. And I told her that if she quits, then I'd go find a job down the street because I know they're hiring. And she's like, no, if anything, I'll stay because I need this job and it gives me better pay than the other place that I would go back to work at. And I just make the person's life miserable. while she's working here, and I'm like, okay, don't threaten to quit again. I make a big deal about it with people quitting. But the morning shift is like so much fun, even though you gotta get up like 4 or 5 in the morning to get to work. We have fun. We torment one another. One day we got out of work, me and this other lady that I work with. Oh, we were like saying, hey, if you run me over, I'll run you over with, so that we'd run each other over just to get a few days off of work. And I'm like, okay, when do you want to do it? We just torment one another, and it was so much fun. But she didn't realize I was taking it seriously. That when she got into her vehicle, she luckily she didn't run me over, but I kind of like stood behind her vehicle and I just waved, and she just sat there and stared at me like, move. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go back to work. But I did move, and she waited until I was in my vehicle. My door was shut, my vehicle started, my seatbelt on before she pulled out of her parking spot. I really didn't want to go back to work. And she didn't care. She didn't want to work by herself. What else? Oh, my poor nose. It hurts so much. Oh, my throat. Oh, look, I'm back up to 2 viewers. I just love watching that thing go up and down. I've said that so many times now, but I do. I just love to see on how many people just like randomly pop by to see what this little live stream's about. Only to probably be disappointed that it's just me rambling on while painting stuff. Oh, wow. There they are. We'll have to reopen that soon. The black soon. Hey, green. There's green. There. Stay. Because you don't like to stand sometimes, so stay. Really don't want to go to work. Yeah, give you your little highlights. Yes, I am. I hate the eyes. I always find them the hardest thing to do. I work at a nursing home in the kitchen. And I hate it. I really do. So there's his eyes. They're all done. I know this is like bad lighting. They're brown with everything in them, and you guys get to see my face again. No. Yeah, I actually do. They like to order a whole bunch of different food, a whole bunch. And it's because the one people are supposed to give me that back, ask them what they want to eat. Half the time they don't. So we get calls and we have to remake them food. And actually some of those residents I'm related to. And he is. He's got his eyeballs done too. Some of it, when we got leftovers, I ate some of it, but the fish smells horrible, and the fruit goes bad real fast. I'll eat their hamburgers, their french fries, and their instant mashed potatoes. That's about it. The other food looks good. It's just I don't eat it. I'm like the world's pickiest eater. I mean, if you give me brownies or chocolate, you become my best friend. As long as it doesn't have peanut butter in it. Yeah, I know. I love it. Sad thing is, I'm gonna have to like get off here soon to go to this mandatory meeting, come back to my sister's house, help her clean that house for her head inspection that's coming up, only for her kids to ruin the place again. But during the summer, I do plan on making more of these videos because I'll have more free time, minus work. The character's paint is wet. Give me the cat eyes. Elmo, shut up. I feel like I could fight this bird. And he'd win. Yeah, the reason why I quit with the canvas painting is because I'm not 100% sure the cat looked like the real thing. Because she didn't quite, my biological dad's wife didn't quite give me the best description of the cats. So I got sent her a picture of what it looks like and find out if the cats are looking okay. That's why I kind of stopped that one. Because when I was painting my cousin Emo's picture, I got so angry with it because the dog, his name's Vader, that passed away, didn't look right to me. So I was, what am I doing? Constantly working on that. It took me 3 days to paint that picture, by the way. And then my parents had to go and comment that when I painted her face, it didn't look right. So I was so upset about that. But when I gave it to her, she loved it. Okay. You guys are done. Let's see. You got the kitty cat face painted on it. So I can get rid of that. Let's see. It's just got red stuff on that one thing. Oh no, stand. Got no idea what's. I have no idea what this is on this, but we're just going to put like some random line here and then something right there. Oh, you're done. They are done. Yay. And I started them like last year, I think. And I'm just now finishing them. Oh wait, no, the inside of your ears needs something. You know what? They can stay like that. So these two are done. I just gotta put clear coats on them. So you and you'll. Well, now I gotta clean my mess up. Into the box, the paint goes. No longer care. I'm just gonna put these back out another day. I can stay sitting in the chair. Glitter. There's that. There's that I used to start with. And then there's more glitter. There's a lot of glitter. More glitter. That was weird. Okay. Well, we're just gonna end this live stream, because I gotta go now with the meeting. So hope you all like this video and expect some more of these sometime soon. Bye.